Hello, this is Stalker, and we have two really interesting PvP replays that we're going to watch. One of them is by Ale, a friend of mine on Team Liquid. The other one is by some guy named Specchio. And the build is actually a build that Ale made, and basically it's a very quick expansion in PvP under the guise of a 4-gate. And it allows you to pay off your expansion with the income rather quickly in order to get out a bunch of units to survive whatever the other player does, as long as he thinks you're 4-gating for a specific amount of time. So let's go ahead and dive directly into it and check out this replay. So this build takes advantage of the lack of scouting information that is available to each player after the first Stalker comes out. So before the first Stalker comes out, you're going to have this build look exactly like every other build. Get your Zealot, Chrono Boost, Warp Gate Research, order your Stalker, make probes. Looks like he even cut probes for the expansion. But then the moment that he has enough money and that he knows the probe is away from his base, he lays this down. And he's using his Stalker to keep the other player in the dark. And he's actually going to momentarily move across the map with his Stalker and his Zealot. Here it goes. And a probe. And he's going to make it look like he's 4-gating. The other player is going to prepare for a 4-gate. See, the other player is moving across the map with a little bit of units, but he's going to back off the moment that more units arrive, because right now there should be, if Ally was 4-gating, a couple more Stalkers about yay, here. Although he doesn't know this, and he's just going to run away. As you can see. And now the other opponent, Rusano, is doing a blink rush. I'm pretty sure he thought Ale was just doing a defensive 4-gate. And he realizes that Ale doesn't have blink. And Ale has 3 gates himself. And is going to end up losing unless he also gets blink. But he's doing that himself. And he's also going to need another gateway. Here it goes. So now in the unit counting station, you can see that Ale has less Stalkers, although a lot of Rusanos are very injured. And now the Stalker counts are even. And now Ale has 2 additional Stalkers. Oh, not anymore. Now he's down by 2. So really, everything's pretty even. Ale has defender's advantage. Unit counts are fairly even. There was definitely a point when Ale was weak, although the window for that's pretty small, and unless the opponent is really bad and just attacks you, or they realize that you're just under the guise of a 4-gate and you're fast expanding, they're not going to attack you immediately, because that's just retarded. If you were actually 4-gating and they attack at that time, you'd have defender's advantage and you just win. So it has a really interesting build, taking advantage of the fact that you can't really scout a whole lot after the first Stalker comes out. And in that dark period of time, you set up an expansion, and you can get your income higher than your opponent's. As you can see, there's more minerals, so he can afford another gateway. He's getting a bunch of Stalkers off of 4 gateways. He's probably chrono boosting them as well, and he got blink, while the opponent had 4 gateways and blink. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and load up the next replay. Here we go. Thought this was a pretty cool replay. I think I've played Specchio on ladder. I've seen a couple of his replays before. He's a pretty good player. I like how he plays. Alright, so now you can see the opening. Everything's very normal. 2 chrono boosts. The rest is going to be, well, it's going to look like it's going on the cybernetics core. And right when that Stalker chased the probe out, let's rewind a little bit. Right when the Stalker chases the probe out, as in the moment he could lay the Nexus down, he does. He didn't check up here for a probe. That's not good. He probably should have. I've definitely hidden probes here before. And now he's just making this look like it's a 4-gate. Moving his 2 units across the map, holding the tower. The opponent looks like he's just going to be preparing for a 4-gate with a 3-gate defense. This is exactly what the other player wants, as he's making his 3-gate defense into a robo. The other player is getting up their expansion. He's going to be making some additional probes, and is now just going to get a lot of units. He's going to sit atop the ramp, use defender's advantage, but now have a higher income, which means they're going to eventually outproduce the opponent. The opponent has an observer, and they have blink as well. Do they have blink? Yeah, they're about to have blink. Specchio going for blink himself. He has a cannon here in case of Dark Templar. It's also just really cost efficient and deals out a lot of DPS. And now this other Protoss, Cake, is trying to blink up the ramp and deal additional damage. He probably could have handled that quite a bit better. When he blinks up the ramp, he probably should have came around the edge and hit probes and then blinked down here and then retreated and gone for some probes. Although now Specchio has blink himself, Cake has blink himself, although Specchio has a way greater income and more stalkers. So the game is over. He took advantage of the timing window in which the opponent didn't know what was going on, ended up expanding during that timing window, and then as a result of that, outproduced his opponent. The coolest part about this, I would say, is these cannons. Well, I think that's pretty cool. These cannons defending against Dark Templar used for detection. If you put your cannon on your ramp entrance, you're going to need to be able to keep your army there for quite a while, because usually the cannon's there mainly for detection, and your army is going to be what snipes the DT immediately. So don't just place like one cannon here and think you're going to be invincible. You actually have to have something to kill the DT once it gets in sight range of the cannon. And there we have it. A very interesting way to go about setting up a very fast expansion in PvP. You can use the mineral disparity created by your additional expansion to outproduce your opponent, who for a while prepares for a build similar to what they're used to. A 3-gate tech, fast blink is really popular, or a 4-gate. If you liked my content, be sure to subscribe. It's a great way to directly support me and help me get out additional content. And please leave any comments in the comments section. Whether you like the video or not, I love to hear from you guys.